Shalom. This is the book of Psalms 94 and 16, and it says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" First of all, I'd like to start off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, also to you brothers that are putting out this truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom. And today we're going to go into what transpired at camp Sunday, this past Sunday, when a very cocky Christian walked up to the camp, and basically you will take a look at this video as it plays in the background, and I'll be bringing out the scriptures associated with this video, and we'll discuss this a little bit further. Now, if you take a look at the sign that's on my right, okay, it says wicked, and above it says World War III. Now, these signs are used to educate those who want to come up to the camp and find out exactly what it is that we're out there doing, what our ministry is all about. And in other words, too, this sign also is a deterrence to those that, well, when they take a look at, especially these Edomites that are driving by or walking by or running, when they see the word wicked and they see underneath there, those Amaleks underneath there, okay, which they will call so-called white people, this is a deterrence to them because, they understand the spirit, is letting them know, hey, this is something that, is going to offend you heavily. Okay. And this is the same to those jakes that cleave on to the so-called white man. Okay. So I'm going to play this video and we're going to continue on here. So there I was, giving out delivering the message, and I have a lot of signs. Okay. I have about 8 of them out there, and, the ministry is about, telling to Babylon, the people of Babylon, Babylon, America, you're going to be, there's a great destruction that's coming here. And, the Hebrew Israelites need to turn from their wicked ways and come back to Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. There's a great destruction. So we are giving out the warning out there to these folks. Now, here comes this very cocky Christian. And you can see he's going to walk up to me and he's going to extend his hand to shake my hands, which of course I'm not going to shake hand with him. I'm going to give him a bump on the fist, okay? And then I proceed to explain to him what the ministry is all about. And you will see what transpired during this time. So let's go into the book of Matthew 22 and 8. And it says, "Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways." Who are those servants? That's us, okay? We've been commanded to go into the highways and the byways and gather together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. Now, I asked him, what tribe he was from. Of course, he doesn't know. I asked him, I go, okay, what ethnicity or what race you would think you are? And he says he's of Mexican descent. So I said, okay, you possibly from the tribe of Issachar. Okay, you're probably most likely a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, now he's talked about the fact that he's associated with a church. So I then took him around and I showed him the different things, in regard to the signs and who the true Hebrew Israelites are of the Bible. It's our job, but Yahushua Mashiach has put us out there to do. Go what? He said, bring in both bad and the good. Okay, there are those that might be tares. Okay, there are those that, may not even be Hebrew Israelites, but they look like us, and they might be those that don't look like us that are actually Hebrew Israelites. So we're not to actually come out in hostility. And I was not hostile to him. I really brought it out to him. But again, he has a block. Let's go into the book of Ezekiel 33, starting with verse 1. It says, "Again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood should be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood should be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman sees the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take away any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman upon the house of Israel, therefore thou shalt hear the word of my mouth and warn them for me. And that's what we are out there. And that's why you see these signs have, okay, the great nuclear explosion over the cities of Great Babylon, America. Okay, we're warning about the mark of the beast there, the Karagman that's going to come, that's going to come very soon. Okay, that you're going to have to make that decision. Okay, either your palm of your hand or in the forehead. okay? And we talk about the pestilence and the famine, this edition that's going to be coming, okay? And we actually identify who the wicked are of this earth, okay? These Amaleks, okay? And the World War III is biblical, okay? And it will take place, and it's being blown up right now. I also showed the 12 charts that's on the back of these sandwich boards, okay? And also the judgment that we experienced during that time of slavery, okay? The tribulation, okay? The lynchings, okay? The incarcerations, okay? The butt breaking, okay? They hit the nigger baby on the head. And as I explained that to him like that, it was clear his demeanor took a different turn to it, because he did not want to hear this. What he was looking for, what he wanted to hear, because the first thing he did is he wanted to congratulate me, for being on the highways out there in the hot sun, okay, and speaking to everybody, because he assumed, okay, as a Christian, that this is for everybody, okay? I'm trying to save the so-called white man. I'm trying to save the so-called Asians. I'm trying to save the so-called Middle Eastern, and this is for everybody, because that's what these congregation church deal with, okay? Now he started to get a little bit offensive, okay, with it, because why? This is a truth that they don't teach. Because I asked him, I said, what do y'all teach? I say, do you worship this guy here, Caesar Borgia? And he was like, yeah, this is what they have up all through their church. And I go, right away. I go, your church is not bringing out and warning our people. Okay. Now I've identified to you what tribe are you potentially from, which is from the tribe of Issachar. I said, there are other Issachar brothers out there like myself on the highway and byway doing this work. Okay. And we are blowing that trumpet, because there's a great judgment that's going to be coming here. Okay. Let's go into the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2, starting verse 12. And it says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God. What are those things that are freely given to us? Okay. We are given discernment. Okay. We are given the wisdom to see what this devil, Esau, the so-called white man, is planning on doing here. Okay. We are given, okay, the understanding that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to place judgment on Great Babylon America and across this earth in general, but the real target is going to be Great Babylon America, okay, which is scheduled for absolute destruction, and the so-called white man is going to a perpetual slavery for 1,000 years and then be destroyed afterward. And it says, which things also we speak, not in the words which man wisdom teach it, but which the Holy Ghost teach it, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Okay, now I'm going to give you an example of this. Okay, so we're out there on the highway and the byway, and to everybody to see that, what they see is just basically a Negro or a nigger, standing up there. As you can see, he walked away, standing out there, okay, and what looks to be a cape, with a Bible in his hand like that, and, speaking angrily against the so-called white man, okay, and talking about things that these people have never seen in their life, which is destruction, pestilence, and famine. They've never seen it, okay? Just like how in Noah days that they made fun of him for 120 years. Now, we don't get to live to be 120 years or 1,000 years like how Noah and those did. So in the time being that we're out there, okay, our short time and our short lifespan, we're out there bringing out this warning, okay, to those that would heed the warning. Okay, but again, it's foolishness to him, because it's like, what do you know? Let me give you an example here. Do you know, as a doctor or any type of professional out there, if you're a man of color or a woman of color, that you are viewed as less qualified than any other tribe that's out there? And we've had incidents with this where doctors have tried to help people on a plane that have had heart attacks like that, and they were questioning about their credentials and who they were, and they graduated of top tier universities out here. So what are people looking at here? When you take a look at a holy man, you think of a holy man as being a so-called white man, the Pope, okay? People like T.G. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, and those, they combine economics or financial, type of speeches along with talking about, okay, they might mention the word Jesus once or whatever, cases like that. So they kind of put their spin on it. Okay, there's these hybrid churches, okay, that are out there, and that's what people are looking at. Suit, necktie. They're not looking at this. Here are these men. Okay, these funny looking men on the highways and the byways telling you that you're going to starve to death, that you're going to kill and rape each other. Okay, your kids are going to be subject to the sword. And I actually gave it to him directly. I said, you are part of a tribe that is marked for death, okay, by the so-called white man. So why are you hesitating to believe? But they won't. Again, 1 Corinthians made it very clear. Let's go into the book of John, okay? This is John, chapter 12, verse 46, down verse 46, and it says, I am come a light into the world, that whoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. Who is that? That's Yahushua Mashiach, okay? And he's coming to us. That world is us. That world is not the 18 tribes, that word is to the tribe of Israel, Yasharala, us so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, and the speckled birds across this earth. And it says, and if any man hear my words and believe not, I judge him not. For I come not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that rejected me and received not my word had one that judged him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak. And we have a particular way that we have to go there on the highway and the byway, okay, to deliver this message, okay? And we learn those messages, okay? Men like myself and the other likewise brothers learn this from who? Okay? The teachers, elders, and apostles and bishops from Great Millstone, okay? And they learn it from their teachers, and their teachers learn from their teachers, and likewise, okay? At the end of the day, we all got all of this from Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Each one of us got, okay, our portion of the spirit and the ability to go on the highway and the byway to go do this work, okay? We were given that portion to go there, okay? You know, it's like the brothers like to use, you know, flip the money, okay? And increase the fold, okay? Let's go into the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah 30th, and starting with verse 9, it says that this is a rebellious people. Who it is? This is the children of Israel, okay? Us so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. Lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, will say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. So now, if I was out there and I was talking about, you know, if I had like a picture, if I had a hot canvas out there, or these pictures had like a guy in a spandex suit, or what they traditionally call a devil, which looked like, you know, that character from Hellboy or something like that, then everybody would love that, you know. Or if I put like, you know, just rappers out there, bad people or whatever the case like that, they would be like, okay, you know, they would go along with that, okay, because they want you to do what? Speak smooth things to save the whole world, that we are against this invisible guy, that when you die, you go into this pit and you get roasted like a hot dog, okay? And then, you know, these white little fairies, you know, with little wings, you know, half naked babies gonna come and save you if you're, you know, a good person, you know, you did good things like helping, you know, people on the streets, or giving money to people or churches and all that stuff. You know, you do the good things with a society called good, then you go into heaven and the pearly gates and drink, you know, milk and honey for eternity, or whatever the case is like that. So they want to hear those things, that they want to hear the kumbaya version, okay, and not this, okay? So this is offensive to those for these type of jake, the 2/3. And it says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because he despised the word and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And that's what we see setting up right now. These Edomites are getting ready to go up against each other, okay? This country is divided. And in that midst, okay, or the collateral damage is going to be what? These other tribes that are here, one of the brothers brought out today, these Moabites, boy, they're going to get a rude awakening, because they're going to see what Esau is really all about and what Esau really thinks. So is Jake. Jake's going to get a rude awakening too. Because these Edomites are not doing anything to you. When the time comes out there, you think we're going to be on the highway and the byway like that? No, cars going to be pulling up like that to probably either try to hurt you or do something horrible to you, or whatever the case is like that. Okay, so that's where this discernment is going to really be taking place, okay? And we're going to have to use wisdom during that time. Let's go into the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, starting with verse 7. It says, for if that first covenant had to be faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. So we obviously could not keep our bargain, okay, with the first covenant, okay? We could not keep it, okay? We can't keep it. Again, it says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, Yahweh Mashiach, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So we have a new covenant that's going to be coming to us. And it says, not according to the covenant I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, I regarded them not, said the Lord, Yahweh Mashiach. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord, Yahweh Mashiach. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And we should be very grateful for this. I mean, most of us can't remember what we did yesterday. Okay, we have short-term memory, we have short attention span. I mean, we're just built like that. Okay, so this is why Yahweh Mashiach, he's going to put this inside of us. Okay, download it in us so that we will never forget. So we can't go off ever. And it says, I will be to them a God, and they shall be my people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, Yahweh Mashiach, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Why? Because we have it inside of us. So now there's not going to be any need for us to go on the highways and byways. Okay? And that's going to be the new covenant. We are not going to have to tell people about all these things right here. So right now the ministry is about, hey, do not take the mark of the beast that's coming here. We identify what it is. Okay? Okay? And we're letting you know, okay, we're telling you World War III is coming. We're showing you the faces, okay, of our enemy, the enemy of Israel. We're telling you the famine and pestilence coming. People are going to have great sedition. There's going to be a new civil war here in Great Babylon, America, and across the earth. There's going to be a lot of great tribulation. We're telling you that this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, and those who are not rescued by the chariots of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, okay, are going to be burnt up here. Okay, going to be added to the fuel. We're telling you from the tribe of Israel, and you have a crosshair on your back, on your front, and then on your head from Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, who has a perpetual hatred for Jacob. Okay, and we brought this out. Okay, but again, this guy, this proud Christian, he's stand up there like that. He pretends like he's listening or whatever the case like that. Okay, but our job is to do what? We're not really care if you concerned about you. It's going in one ear and coming out the other. We're doing our job because why? Okay, we see the tribulation that's coming. We see the danger, and we are told that we have to warn you. If not, your blood will be on our hand. So I need to get his blood off my hand. He stopped by. Okay, now he didn't hear what he wanted to hear, but he got the message. Okay, let's close up by going into the book of Matthew 15, verse 24, and it says, but he answered and said, I am not sent unto the lost sheep, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So again, if they come up and they'll say, well, God loved everybody. Does he? Jesus died for everybody. Did he? Because they go with John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son, that whoever should believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Okay, so wait a minute. Right here in Matthew, it says, obviously they don't read. Okay, the church don't teach anybody anything. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, and saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. So I'm not out there, me, nor any of the other brothers out there, the elders, teachers, apostles, bishops, okay, of Great Millstone, or any likewise brothers out there that are bringing out this gospel and this warning out there, okay, to the tribe of Israel, Yasharala, us so-called blacks and Native Americans and Latinos. Okay, we're not out there to throw this out to the dogs. Okay, this is only for the hopefully elect. This is only for the chosen, the ones that Yahushua Mashiach died for. Okay, the ones that he's planning on saving. Those that reject this, hey, this is not for you. We're not going to waste our time. If you show up to us, then you do. Okay, and that's why we set up stationary on the highways and the byways in a particular area of town or whatever case that's high traffic, and you have the option to stand and hear this truth. Or you can continue to drive by, take a look at it, take a snap, a photo of it like that, go and TikTok a video of the apostles, teachers, elders, and brothers of likewise of Great Millstone and us brothers out there. And, it could be a great conversation, man. Look at that doggone fool out there standing out there in that red cape in the hot sun in Texas, okay, with signs in his hand, talking things that, well, we don't quite frankly think is going to take place, okay? So that's up to you. So Lord willing, this is edifying to those of you who are tuning in to this. I'd like to close it by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers out there that are putting on this truth, faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep. And to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom.